you listen all the way to the end. This week is going to be critical, okay? This week is going to be super critical on major levels. So make sure you pay attention to what everything that I'm about to tell you, okay? Because this is possibly going to affect not just your trading this week, but it has a ripple effect that could be completely huge and affect your family. So make sure you're listening to everything I have to say, okay? But before we continue, please hit the like and subscribe button so that this can help the algorithm from YouTube and anything else to be able to get my videos out to people who need this important information. Let's begin. Okay, so here's this week. Let me kind of go over it first and give you an overview, and then we'll come back and I'll break it down what it actually will mean so that you'll be very clear on what's going on, okay? So number one, let me say this: on Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday, everything should be okay. The market will probably move a little bit slower than normal. Anytime the markets are waiting for a big news event, up until that point, a lot of the big players and the institutional players tend to hold off on trading until the news event has passed. So I'm just telling you ahead of time, I'm not saying not to take no trades. I do think there will be moves in the market, but don't expect big moves in my personal experience before the big kahuna hits on Wednesday. Now, Wednesday is where I'm expecting the fireworks to begin, because that's where the feds are going to be making their news announcement about whether they're going to raise interest rates even more to fight off the inflation. Now, pay attention to the video all the way to the end, because I got some fire stuff to drop on y'all, okay? I'm telling you, y'all really want to hear what I have to say on this video. I guarantee, okay? And it ain't just about Forex. This announcement on Wednesday could have huge implications well beyond you trading this week. Okay, I'm just telling you ahead of time. Let me give you an example. How many of you guys, some of you guys, and I know people are going to be filtering in and watching shortly as they're coming in. That's cool. And thousands will watch this video later. But how many of you guys have been knowing, I've been doing videos for about 3 years, okay? For 3 years, I've been doing YouTube videos, and I have not taken down videos. When I put videos up, they tend to be there, so you can go back all the way to 3 years. And I told you guys in advance at the height of the market, when the markets were just during the COVID period, and that was last year. I told you guys, I said something is wrong, and I said something ain't right. There was no freaking possible way that markets, let me rephrase that corporations were reporting record earnings, even though people were dealing with COVID on lockdown, people were out of work. You understand what I'm saying? And yet these companies were reporting record profits. I told you then. And for those who have 401ks and IRAs, and again, let me give my preference. I'm not a financial advisor, so I'm not giving you financial advice. I just gave some wisdom. Let's just say I didn't give financial advice. I just gave a little urgency, especially to my students who came to class. I really broke it down deeper for you guys than in YouTube. But I had told you guys in advance. I said when the market was at its all-time high, I told you in advance. I said, start doing what you need to do. Call your brokers and tell them to, if it was me, I got to be very clear. I didn't tell you personally. I said if it was me, I would have been calling my broker or whoever, your fund manager who's managing your 401ks and IRAs. I said I will be telling them to move my money out of the market into cash. I told you in advance. I said if they don't do that, then at least they can put in what they call in the Forex market, we call it stop loss. In their market, they call it a protective order. Okay. So you can put in what's called a protective order. It works just like a stop loss in the Forex market, but it's called a protective order. So in other words, let's just say, and I'm just throwing out a random number. Follow me all the way to the end on this video. You really want to hear everything I got to say on this one. I guarantee. Okay. This is not just about what's going to happen in this market. I'm talking about what it could do for how it can impact your life in a bad way. So I'm telling you, listen to what I'm telling you, okay? I told y'all way back when the market was at its all-time high, I said, something is wrong, get prepared. So for those who tuned in and they paid attention and stayed all the way to the end and took action, it blessed you. For everybody else who was trying to take me as a joke, guess what? You ain't laughing now. Look at your 401ks and IRAs now. Yeah, oh, that's just the black guy with the baseball hat. He don't know nothing. He just a scammer. I get you. I guess you ain't thinking that now. So I got more now to bring you up to date. So listen. I'm begging you to listen. So here's what I told you then. I said, put in what's called a protective order or a stop loss. In Forex, it's called stop loss. In the stock market for 401ks and IRAs, whoever's managing your portfolio, you could have told them, put in a protective order. For an example, if let's just say stock A, which your investment 401ks or IRAs may be tied to, if the investment A is at $200 a share, you could have put in a protective order that said, if it drops down to 180, it automatically triggers me out of there. And then my portfolio is automatically moved to what? Cash. Just like the big boys, like the Warren Buffetts and everybody else who knows when there's a storm coming, they move their money out of markets and they move it to cash. Now, this is not Forex advice. I'm just giving you a general overview as I walk you through what we're looking at potentially that's coming up this week. Okay. Because there were warnings about this week's announcement way back in the beginning of the year that this could be the big kahuna for the markets that set the tone for the rest of the year. Okay, everybody hear what I'm saying? Hey, now, hi, Game Nation World. Okay, Omar and P. Michelle and everybody else, I see you. Thank you for tuning in, and those who will be watching this later. So here's what I said. Okay, here's what I said. I told you about that back then. Now, what does not make sense? Let me go over, first of all, what news announcements are coming up that I personally, and I can't tell you what to do, but I'm personally going to be focused on this week when I'm trading. Again, to repeat, please hit the like and subscribe button. Thank you. Okay, but here's what I said in the beginning of the video in case you missed it. I said that on Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday, I don't see any big news announcement that could really impact the market, so I'm really not concerned about Sunday, Monday, or Tuesday. However, what I did say is that what the markets and the big players in the markets, from my experience of trading in the markets, what I have seen, the markets will make some moves, but please execute patience in case they don't move much. And I will say this, the closer the markets get to the big Wednesday announcements, which I'll go over, the slower the market will move. So if you're one of those novice traders who always trying to demand that the market moves faster, then you're playing stupid. Okay, and don't be stupid in this market. Don't over leverage your account. Don't over position. Don't trust any trades. Hey, they may be a great setup, but don't trust it 100% because when Wednesday hit, anything could go off. Okay, now, I'm telling you that ahead of time. So be patient. Be patient. Be patient. I'm not telling you not to take some trades. If you see some good setups, it's cool, but just let them play out slow. Take small positions this week. Now, let's get to Wednesday's big announcement. Here's the first announcement that is going to be coming out on Wednesday. Then there's two more important ones that's coming out on Thursday as well, but they're not as big or important as Wednesday's announcements. So what is coming out on Wednesday? Okay, here's what's coming out on Wednesday. What's coming out on Wednesday is the Feds are going to be coming out with their announcement on interest rates. Now, the discussion is, could they raise it up another 50 basis points or 0.5%, or could they raise it up even 0.75 or 3/4 of a point? Okay. That's the question. Now, they've already raised interest rates to try to fight off inflation. Let me talk to you about that. I'm gonna drop some wisdom. And don't you ever forget that your Uncle P taught you something. Your uncle taught you something. Okay? Here's what is stupid beyond measure. So what they're saying is they're going to keep raising interest rate to kind of reduce inflation. But the truth of the matter is, and this is happening everywhere, you ask me this. The Dollar Tree is no longer a Dollar Tree store. The Dollar Tree turned into $1.25, even though they call it Dollar Tree. So now they raised their prices because of inflation. They raised their prices to $1.25. The Feds are going to come in and raise interest rates, meaning the amount of money they're charging for loans, credit, and everything else. And I'm going to share a personal experience myself because it's affecting me personally. Okay, but watch this. So when they raise the interest rates to fight off inflation, who's paying the higher interest rates? Are you understanding what I'm saying? Who is it really benefiting? Because when, like, for an example, the Dollar Tree raised their price from $1 to $1.25, guess what? Even if you brought inflation down to 0%, do you, not the institutions, the banks, I'm talking to you, Do you still think that the dollar store that's now charging a 25% interest increase in price, 25%, because it was at $1, now it's $1.25. So now it's at $1.25. Do you believe in your neighborhood that they're going to lower their price back to $1? No, they don't. All over the United States, landlords are raising their rates, their rates by their rent rates. That's what I'm talking about, their rents. They're raising up people's rents by $200, $300, $400 just out of the blue, talking about inflation. What inflated the rental price? Because if you're a landlord, you're still paying the bank a solid, whatever the note was. And I used to own a lot of real estate and I was a landlord, so I know. When I got the loan from the bank for 30 years, guess what? They told me pay this amount of money every single month. So my rate was always exactly the same. There was no increase on it. So why would it justify me owning an apartment building to raise every person's rent by $300? But yet the feds are saying if we raise the interest rates, we're going to help to slow this down. Really? How? Because at the end of the day, even if you brought up interest rates, I, the consumer, you who's tuning in, you're paying higher interest rates on your credit cards, home loans, car loans, whatever. You're the one paying higher. So the feds are going to raise this price to stop this price over here. But tell me this, riddle me this, or is it just me? When you raise one price over here, but you lower this one over here, okay, how am I coming out better? Because either way it goes, this one is charging me more or this one charging me more. Problem is this one charged me more, but then you coming back and saying, oh, we'll fight this one by raising this one up over here. Problem is when the landlord raised their rents over here, they don't lower them back down. Oh, guess what? The feds just raised up the interest rates to fight off inflation. So let me just go ahead and lower your rent back down. Have you ever heard of that? No. So either way it goes, the average family is suffering because at the end of the day, your people, all your groceries, your gas, your rent, everything goes up. And then now this week, it could go even higher on your personal expense level while they're trying to fight inflation to bring it down for who? The average citizen or for the corporations? Are you understanding what I'm saying? Now I'm gonna say this quick and I'm gonna get up out of here because again, there's certain things I know, but I don't say because I don't want them hunting me and coming after me for running my mouth. You understand what I'm saying? Be very clear on what I'm saying. So therefore, there's certain things I'll be very cautious on saying because I don't want to get flagged and I don't want them coming after me. But the truth of the matter is the average family need to be more concerned about this week's interest rate announcement more than Forex traders. Let me explain why. Here we go. When an interest rate announcement is made, and I'm talking about Forex now, so pay attention, Forex traders. When an interest rate announcement or a big announcement is made, like on Friday, if you look at your chart, you see that the US dollar shot up, gold shot up, and and the Euro USD dropped, the GBP USD dropped, NZD and AUD, they dropped. So that announcement hit, and there was a huge move in the market, right? Okay, but then when the market opens on today, later on today through Monday, I am anticipating that there may be a correction to that move. Okay, because it was an over knee-jerk reaction to a news event, and then there's going to possibly be a correction to bring the prices back to some form of normalcy because it was just a quick reaction to a news event. That is what I'm expecting to happen on Wednesday. Now, again, for those who did not hear me in the beginning, I'm going to say it again. Going up to Wednesday, the closer it gets. Oh, that's my speaker. The closer the market gets to Wednesday's Fed announcement, the slower the market is going to go. By the way, let me teach you guys something. On Thursday, on Thursday, there's 2 additional rate announcements, and the one is going to be by the GBP. I hope you guys are marking this down because some of you guys, you trade, and you never check news. And this is why sometimes you get in a trade and it spikes up against you because you didn't check news beforehand. So I'm giving you a heads up on what's going on this week. I think this is such a critical week. Matter of fact, many people in the stock market are sitting on their hands scared to death because they say that this announcement could set the tone for the entire markets, not just for Forex, but for the stock market, bond markets, and everybody else. This announcement this week could set the tone for the entire market, stock market included. So there's tons of people sitting on their hands worried about what could be said this week. Okay, so if that is the case, what am I telling you? The big banks and institutions may not be playing in the market, so they may tend to be a bit slower coming this week. All right, don't say Uncle P didn't tell you. I'm telling you. But here's the problem. On Thursday, the GBP is coming out with their interest rate news. And on Thursday, JPY is coming out with their interest rate news. Those are concerning, but I don't concern myself that much with a big move because that will only affect their country's economy. The US dollar's announcement about Fed interest rates will have a global impact. Why? Why is it that the JPY and the GBP, they're also going to be making interest rate news, but it won't have such an impact? Why? Because if I have JPYs or yen or JPYs or the Japanese yen in my pocket, but I live here in the US, it means nothing here. Why? Because I can't spend a yen at the local grocery store. I can't go into Walmart and say, hey, I got some yens. You want some? I'm trying to buy a loaf of bread. And they won't take my yens. Or if I had the British pound, okay, I can bring some pounds into Walmart. They'd be like, bro, what is this? And they'll still lock me up if I walk out the door with bread in my hand because they say, well, I say I paid for it. Yeah, but sir, we don't take that kind of currency here. See, their currency don't impact the global markets because it only affects their area. But the US dollar, because I can take a dollar and go to Japan and spend and get me a loaf of bread in Japan with the US dollar. I can go into the Great Britain with the US dollar and buy me some bread. You see the difference? So anywhere that I can use a particular currency across the globe, then the entire globe wants to know what's going on with that currency. Do you guys understand what I'm saying? Type of amen in the box. We got about 70 people or so far. More people are coming in. Thank you very much for tuning in, by the way. Click the like and subscribe button. Type a 10 in the box if what I'm teaching you thus far is making sense. And I know thousands of people watch this later, but I'm trying to teach you guys how to think as Forex investors. Not this childish, oh, I got a new strategy. Okay, that's cool. That's great. But do you know how to think out on a global level or to understand what's really going on? Type of amen. Come on now. Give me a 10. Type of 10 or amen. I just want to make sure you got, I'm trying to teach you how to think like real investors. This stuff that y'all learning in school, but hey, you need to know what's really going on with the big players. You can never beat the market makers if you don't understand what they're thinking. Or you understand me? Okay, good. Now let's keep going. Let's keep going because this is big. This is big. Anytime the stock market is saying that this is a really, really big announcement to them, then automatically you should be on caution too. Don't be the fool. Okay? Don't be the idiot rushing in where others are taking caution. All right? Now let's keep going. This is important. This is really important. So now, because of the interest rates, and let me tell you how this could basically what I'm paying attention to. See, I know how to trade the markets, and I know, hey, going up to an announcement, I probably will hold off on trading, especially with the USD pairs. I'll probably hold off for a little bit. Let the news announcement come out. Markets will spike all over the place for, immediate. And then it could go up a little bit further, wait a couple of hours, and then the market will settle down. And then you can see after the dust is settled, you can jump in and get on a good trade and do your thing, right? It's nothing. That's not a big deal for us, retail traders, because we can get in and out at any time. So it's just a matter of just waiting. Hey, I know the announcement's coming up. Let me let it go past, see how far it shoots up all over the place. And then after the market settles down in a couple hours, I'll come back and check on you. And then I'll place a trade and I'll go from there. Not a big deal in the Forex market. Do you see that? Not a big deal. And why am I telling you that? Because it's going to be somebody stupid who is going, and this video is going to go to thousands of people later. There's going to be a fool who watched this video and still trying to come up with a strategy to place a trade before the announcement. And they're not an expert trader. Expert traders, they know how to maneuver, but a novice trader is always the one trying to play a news event trade, and you get your account blown up and you pissed because you played yourself. Don't say Uncle Pete didn't tell you. Unless you're an expert trader, stay out and leave it alone. Let the market pass, let the news pass. Then after it been blown up and shot all over the place, then it tends to relax in a couple hours. And then you come back and take a look at it and see if there's still something good. And then you can play it from there. That's the proper way to do this. But the whole point is, within the 24-hour period in the Forex market, this news announcement that's coming out will have its big bang. And then after that, it's over. The problem is, and here's where it's very important. I don't want to show y'all to pan out the camera, because if I pan the camera around, you see that I got boxes all over in my office and everything else. I told you guys this week we're moving, we're leaving, and we're going to a different state altogether, because I'm tired of, paying these high gas prices and stuff like that. It's just ridiculous what they're doing here. So I'm out. Okay, I'm packing. This is our last week here. We're gone. I'm buying my house, my wife a house in another state. And here's the deal. Problem is, watch how interest rates are affecting even your uncle. See, this is why I'm paying attention to the interest rates, not just for Forex trades. That's simple. The problem is what the average retail trader ain't being told on how this can affect your personal life, not just the gas prices only. So here's the deal. I'm in the middle of buying this house. The house, they said, oh, it should be ready, but now there's a delay. Okay, follow my story. Well, I'm concerned about interest rates. So they're delaying. When I bought my house, we ended up on a contract, and that's fine. Settled on the price. I got in real early, already got equity in it, and the house ain't even finished. Praise God, I got money in the bank already on this property. That's cool. The problem is that the loan that I locked in was locked in a long time ago on a particular what? Low interest rate. Problem is that now they are delaying on building my house because of supply chain issues. See how it's personal? Supply chain issues. See, the same stuff you hear, it plays out in your personal life, but people ain't connecting the dots. So because of supply chain issues, labor shortage, and all these different things, the time frame that my house was supposed to be ready, it ain't ready yet. Now, why is that a concern to me? The concern is that the interest rate that I locked in then may not be the interest rate by the time they finish actually with my house that I get next. Because I got it at a low rate when they initially start raising interest rates. Now they're constantly raising them. And every time they're raising them, I'm paying a lot more on my mortgage that I'm going to be getting. Not because the house is changed. Nothing about that has changed. What has changed? The time frame on me being able to close this deal so I can keep the lower interest rate. Are you getting what I'm saying? And now the feds are making an announcement when? Wednesday. You think that's not a concern to me, a house buyer? You doggone right it is. Why? Because I'm paying additional money to keep this rate locked in. But they said you've extended it so many times due to the builder's delays. We can only extend it, watch this, one more time to keep you locked in at this rate. And they're charging me to do that. And they said, after that, we can't extend it no further. And you're going to be, guess what? Subject to the new market rates. Now, put dot to dot together for me. If I'm going to be subject to the new rates, do you think that the Fed's interest rates on this Wednesday is critically important to me as it should be to you? Yes. You see how it's not just about a Forex trade. The trade, I can wait. Hey, the market going to do what it do. It's going to wild out, wait a couple of hours or wait 24 hours, and then the market going to settle down all the different sessions, the JPYs, the AUDs, the London market, the Frankfurt market. They're all going to have their turn to react to the market when they open. So in about a 24-hour period, guess what? Everything is settled out. I can place a trade, make some money, and it's all good. See, it's not a big deal in the Forex market. But guess what? If you're getting a 30-year mortgage, and you now paying it at a higher interest rate for the same exact thing. You see the difference? The price on the bread that you buying. Guess what? Interest rate go up. They charge the companies. What do? Pass that cost to you. Now you paying more for that bread. Now you paying more for that bologna. Now you paying more for that mayonnaise. Are you understanding how this is working? And guess who floats the bill? It is not corporations. They pass the cost over to you. So you need to be paying attention to these interest rates because it's costing you. You're already paying astronomical prices through the roof for gas. Your rent has just went up out of the blue. And now the Fed say to fight that off, we actually gonna raise our interest rates, which means the average citizen is going to be paying more for the loans that you're getting to actually pay for the things that you need to live on. Do you know people are actually using their credit cards to pay for gas now? People are using their credit cards to pay for groceries. And that has a limit. And then the interest rates on that goes up. Who do you think it's affecting? Wake up, people. So you always worried about one trade. That's the Forex market. Wait, just wait a couple hours after the announcement goes off. Wait for the markets to all absorb the news, and then you'll possibly see a setup and you just place a trade. It's not that big of a deal. You see that? So don't make it about your Forex trade. That's the easy part. The echo effect of what it's going to do to your day-to-day life is where the problem is going to come in. Your job that is paying you, they are paying you and they may give you a raise, but that raise is not enough to cover the inflated prices that your landlord just charged, the inflated prices that the grocery store is charged. But then now the Fed say, oh, we're going to fight inflation by raising interest rate. Who is going to pay that interest? If I'm a corporation and you raise my price, you think I'm going to pay it? No. Let me give y'all a better example. See, y'all don't think this literally just happened. Pissed me off. So we're moving from state to state. I had called and did a contract in May for one of my vehicles to be shipped down. They called me day before yesterday. This just happened. See, this is why what I teach is important to you, because this affects your personal life. So they called me. They're supposed to pick my car up on Monday, tomorrow. They called me day before yesterday and say, hey, we got a driver in the area. Oh, and by the way, we need to tack on, the price that I know you was in contract, but we can't find no driver to do it at the price we quoted you in May. So you're going to have to cough up $1,000 more. Now it's going to be $2,000 more. We'll let's go half and half on it. And I'm like, what the heck? I said, I got a contract. They said, that's fine. The only thing we can do is give you back your money. You can go find somebody else. Because guess what? Because of the inflated prices on gas and everything else, the people who want to transport your vehicle want more money now because the market conditions have changed. Are you guys understanding what I'm telling you? See, you worried about one quick trade. I'm telling you how this announcement is affecting the average citizen. Are you getting what I'm saying? Your life could change for the worse. It's already getting bad. Oh my God. And no, let me not say that because then they're going to come after me. Shut up, Pat. Shut up. Holy Spirit, thank you for catching me. See, there's so much I want to tell you guys, but you know what? When you're doing videos like this stays in my archives. At any given time, somebody can pull it and say, see, we need to go attack him because he said too much. So guess what? The Holy Spirit told me to shut my mouth. And I ain't no pastor, I ain't no preacher. It's just thank God as God being a friend to tell me when to shut my mouth to keep me safe from people. You know how many people died by speaking up too much and then all of a sudden they had a mysterious death somewhere? I ain't gonna be me. I know when to shut up. So I'm gonna stop there on that one. So I just want to share that with you guys so you'll begin to understand how to connect the dots to make the picture bigger so that you can completely now understand why the entire market is waiting to see what the Feds are gonna say. Are you getting what I'm saying? Because especially with corporations, we need to find out what the Feds are going to say so that we can go back to our boardrooms and see how much extra we're going to be able to charge to the average customer who is buying our products and services. Because guess what? You raise interest rates on them corporations who have to report to their shareholders that they're still profitable, even though they're not. The best and fastest way to keep them profitable without them changing a single thing is simply to do what the Dollar Tree did. Raise the price on you. Now you paying and they still get to report earnings like they doing something. These interest rates affecting you. So you worry about what's going to happen on the next trade. Baby girl, you better quit worrying about that. It's bigger than that. It's bigger than that. It's bigger than that. I'm trying to tell you, it's bigger than that. The poor people are going to keep getting poor. Homelessness is going to get worse. And I'm no prophet, I'm no preacher. I'm just telling you, it's simple numbers. When you increase things so high until people can't afford it, they turn to crime, they turn to vandalism, they turn to robbery, they turn to home. They can't turn anywhere else, so they end up homeless. Are you understanding what I'm saying? Then in certain parts of the world, they're already starting to ration off food. Why? Because there's shortages with wheat. There's shortages with goods and services. I took my wife, and thank God we don't have little babies no more. I took my wife to Walmart. We went past the baby aisle, and I said, baby, look in there. First of all, the Similac, they got it locked in the case in Walmart. When have you ever grown up seeing Similac locked up in a security case? When? And then 3/4 of all those shelves that was locked up with baby formula was empty. When have you ever seen that in your lifetime? Every week, we're making record highs on gas prices. Food has went up astronomically. And now Fed say we're going to fight that off by raising interest rates, which means that's just going to be passed over to you. Oh, I got to hurry up and finish the video. This is my little brother. He called him because he coming to get my couch. I bought my wife another couch out there. See, you just have to think, people. And Uncle P is just here to teach you how to connect the dots. So you're worried about the next trade, and I'm telling you, the next trade ain't the important thing. It's your next step in life that you got to worry about. This is why let me say this in closing. I got a couple of quick announcements. I'm done. But let me say this. And by the way, hit the like and subscribe button. So the next time when I'm doing videos, I guarantee ain't nobody doing Forex videos like this. I guarantee it. I guarantee ain't nobody trying to help you understand nothing. Nobody is. They don't care. Let me say this to you guys in closing. All these announcements, stay until the end. Stop being in a rush. This is why you lose all the time. This is why you always broke, but you got to pretend. Listen, this is not the time for you to go out there and try to go get some Birkin bags, some red bottom shoes, and pretend that you got money that you don't have. Because here's the problem. Everybody is searching for the bottom in the stock market. It's the bottom end. It's the bottom end. I have been reading reports and I have been listening to some trusted sources, and they say we are just in the middle of the storm. The storm hasn't even hit strong yet. There's still more problems to come. So here's my advice to you. You want to buckle down. Now, hear me good. This is not the time for you to go willy-nilly in and trying to do your big thing in the markets. This is the time for you to develop your skill, a consistent way of trading. And if you need mentorship, again, hey, we've been here for years. Sign up for the Simplicity System, and guess what? The classes are free. The only reason I charge for that is because, like I tell people, if you sign up for a college class, you got to buy the course book, or else how are you going to pass the class if you ain't got the same book? It's the same thing. We use a particular trading system, so if you want to be in my class, that's fine. I've never charged for my classes, but when we're going through charts, we have to be on the same charts using the same tools. You can't be sitting up there using a MACD with the Dochian channels, and I'm over here using Simplicity, because when I'm trying to tell you what to look for, you're not going to understand what I'm saying. So again, this is just a one-time cost. And other than that, I've been doing classes for my students for years and never charged a dime. So if you need mentorship, that's cool. But here's the deal. Even if you don't, this is not the time for you to go out there and start buying up gold and trying to drip and look like you somebody expensive and you really don't have it. This is the time where you need to put up and store up for goods and services. Buy some dry goods. Buy things that your family will need while you're developing your skill in the trading markets to help offset the costs that you will be incurring. You will, and I'm going to say it again, you will be incurring these costs. You will. The markets are going to force their way onto your life. It's going to happen. So whoever cares the most about interest rates, it should be you. Because whatever interest rates they raise it by, you're going to be the one paying for it, people. And I'm sorry these talking heads on MSNBC and all these other places ain't telling you the truth. You're going to be paying these higher interest rates. So who cares the most about these high interest rates? The Forex trader who can place a trade 24 hours later? Okay, that's cool. That could be you. Not a big deal. I can care less about that. That's just one trade. But see, I got to consider now I just paid a lot more to move one of my vehicles and they still got to pick up the other one. And I thank God I went with 2 different shippers. It's the next one going to be raising my price astronomically. See, it's impacting me. If the builder don't complete this house quick enough, then guess what? I got to be the one who's paying. I'm going to be watching the interest rate, because what if I end up being subject to the market and they're talking about raising interest rates another 50 to 70% basis points? I got to pay that on my mortgage. Me. When I go to the grocery store, I'm going to be the one paying that. You're going to be the one paying that. So who you think need to be paying attention to these interest rates just as important as the banks? You do, people. Stop being stupid. Come on, man. God, I wish I could just slap people around and push this knowledge all up in their head. Wake up. Wake up. And then they lying on television. I ain't gonna say who, because again, let me hurry up and finish. But God, they lying, talking about, well, we had some reports that came out that said that, you know, people, and you can look up on your own and see who said it. I ain't gonna say no names because I don't want them coming after me. But they sitting up there lying flat out. How could you be leaders of the world and you lie flat out on camera? So, well, we had some reports, and our report said that that our citizens are doing better than what they were way back in 2013. Do you feel like you're doing better? Who are you trying to kid, brother? You a liar, and the truth ain't in you. You a lie. And why are you lying? Because it's voting season, and they will see whatever needs to be said. I ain't got nobody voting for me, so I'm just coming out here giving you the flat out truth. Now, in closing, let me say this. Number one, oh, by the way, I wanted to tell you guys some good news. Here's some good news. Good news is you can still crush the markets in our signal service, and I'm proud to say this for my team. Thank you, Miss Jenny. Thank you, Miss Elvis. Thank you, Miss Donna, and everybody else who works quietly behind the scenes. Last week, we did a record great job. We had 23 wins, only 5 losses, and 2 break-evens. And then in the scalping group, they did 8,492 pips or something like that. I'm going to be doing a video on that one tomorrow. I'll post it up so you can get the exact numbers. But I know we did about 23 wins and only 5 losses. Here's what I told them, and this is kind of flipping the script, so just hear me real quick and then we'll be done. I have told people consistently, when you lose trades in the beginning of the week, stop panicking. Calm your butt down. Do you know the first 3 or 4 trades we took did not win in the beginning of the week? And then after that, we slapped the market back. I mean, just back-to-back winner. Bow, 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 just slapping them. So we ended up ending the week with 23 wins and only 5 losses. And the beginning of the week was the 5 losses. You know, who cares? 23 wins. Man, I'm so thrilled, man. We stuffing money up in. See, we're helping to offset people's inflation in the signals group. So again, if you want to trade on your own, you get this information, apply it to whichever way you trade. But if you're tired and you just, hey, I work a full-time job, I ain't got time for that, then sign up for the signal service and take our trades. We'll do it for you. Now, I will say this, and please hear me real good before I leave you, okay? Because I got 2 more things and we're done. I will say this, we do close out our trades sometimes early. We will take profits, but we will close them out early. Here's the reason why. Some of you guys, that's why you're not winning trades now. So you got caught up in the amateur's way of trading, okay? And the amateur's way of trading is I needed to hit my actual take profit so I can show off how many green, you know, when it hits green, you know, in your history and you see that green where it shows you it hit take profit. See, the amateur is waiting for that. Meanwhile, they were in profit. Then the market turned around and spiked on them and went the other way. They were in profit, but because it didn't hit the TP so they can show off to their friends, they didn't take the money and run. Some of you guys, that's what you're doing now. That's why you can't win. It ain't that you ain't winning. You don't take your wins. I will repeat and say that again. It ain't that you're not winning. You just don't know when to stop being greedy and take what you got. Take what the market is giving you, and when it starts showing you that it may be acting a little funny style, take the money and run. I'm helping you to be profitable. In our signals group, we are professional traders. We ain't out here trying to show off to show, oh, look how many TPs got hit. See, that's the amateur's way of doing things. We're here to put money in people's pocket. Am I being very clear on this? 23 wins and 5 losses, I'll take that all day long. Plus, on top of that, 8,400 pips in the scalping group. Now, that's real trading. Get the money and run. So, yes, we will send out alerts sometimes and say, hey, take your profit and run. Take your money and run. Take your money and run. And be okay with that. Because it's all about making money, not about showing off like the amateurs who can show you an account with all these hits, and then you come back next week and you see nothing. They're gone. Are you hearing what I'm saying? Number two, hit the like and subscribe button for me, please. Okay, I covered interest rates. I hit that. I think that's it. Okay, I think we're done. All right, I got to go, you guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it was informative. I hope it helped you. I hope you get my perspective. And now, for those who's in the Simplicity group, you know that we break this stuff down way deeper. We spend more time together, so I can talk a little bit more to you guys. You know what I mean? So I love you guys, and I'm really, this particular channel is not monetized. So even when I say hit the like and subscribe button, it's not because they're gonna pay me some, or I don't monetize this channel. I take my time doing these videos because I know the average trader in the market never gets this information, and they never are able to associate what's going on in the markets to what's really going on in their life. The truth of the matter is, and I'm gonna leave you with this tip, if you continue to tune into my videos, you'll begin to see that by being a person who trades in the markets, you actually get a front seat to see what's going to happen to everybody else long before the general public does. And you can prepare. Why? Because you are looking in the markets. There are people who have lost untold amounts of their money in the stock market. Untold amounts. And they're still trying to figure out what's going on. For you guys who were tuned into my video that I did last year, you knew. I even showed you charts. And I told you, I said, when I saw that Warren Buffett and Bill Gates and all of them were locking up their money and pulling their money out the market, I said, that's another confirmation to the charts that I saw. When the big dogs start pulling their money out ahead of time, months, because they do their stuff months in advance. And when I saw that they were yanking out of the market, I said, oh my God, yeah, what I see on my charts plus their actions equal disasters on the way. I said that last freaking year. And now this market is running blood red and people are scrambling. Oh my God, where's the bottom going to be? Where's the bottom? But you who trade in the market, you are aware of it. And how is that? Because some of you guys are my students and we talked about it in class. Some of you guys are following me on YouTube and I told you on this video. So you knew in advance. So the Forex market as a trader can actually be very beneficial to you because you get a front seat to look at the charts and look at the facts for yourself. You don't have to listen to them talking heads lying to people. You get to look at the charts. You get to see what the real information is and you act accordingly. You just got to stop being immature in these markets like these freaking retail traders who don't know what they're talking about. Are you hearing what I'm saying? All right, type an amen in the box if this video was helpful, and then I got to go. I just want to make sure I'm always giving you guys good information. That's what it's about. I don't get monetized. YouTube don't pay me. You'll never see a plaque behind me from YouTube. I don't monetize. I just come on here to give you my heart. Nobody's paying me to do this. And I've been doing videos for 3 years. Nobody have ever given me a dime for my videos. I do this because I love you guys and I know how painful my journey was in Forex because nobody was telling me the truth. And that's what made it hard. So my heart is to give back as much information that I possibly could to you, not only to help you with your trading, but to also help you protect your family. Because some of you guys, this is an eye-opener for you. You didn't even see it coming either. Now, when this interest rate announcement is being made on Wednesday, you know the importance of what it can do to your family by hurting your family more. But at least now you have the information and you can prepare. That's called love. My friend said love is an action word. People say they love you, but they don't take action. I'm taking action because I love you. And I just want you guys to protect your family. Not only be prosperous as a Forex trader, but I really want you to protect your family. Because you need this information and they're not going to tell you. Amen. All right, you guys. Gotta go. See you guys in the next video. And again, I'll probably do that video for tomorrow on the Signals group. But again, if you want to join us, just go to superezforex.com and click on join the Signals group and just join. And like I said, you know, you get access to everything instantly. If you want me to teach you on a personal level, then you need to click on the join button on the homepage, click on that one and just buy the trading system. And once you buy it, you'll be having access to my class every week. I don't charge you for it. But when we're going through charts, you'll be able to see exactly what I'm seeing because we have the same trading tool. Okay, so if you want us to trade for you, join the Signals group. If you want to learn how to trade from me, then join the Simplicity section. Okay, other than that, have a great trading week and I'll see you guys in the next video.